I'm sorry you couldn't hear me earlier. I forgot to turn on my receiver. My mic was on, but the receiver wasn't. Now you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir, I can.
So I was just saying that, the exercises in the practice book give you the second chance to revise what you have studied in the main book. Everything that you study in the main book, you can revise it in the practice book through these exercises. Okay. So prepositions in the first exercise, in, at, on, these are prepositions of place. In, at, on are also used before days, months, seasons, and stuff. So we call them prepositions of time in those uses. When we say on Monday, then in this phrase on Monday, on is a preposition of time. But when we say on the roof, then in this phrase, on is a preposition of place. Okay. So here we have the three prepositions and we have to. Okay. Can you still hear me, Nikhil?
Yes, sir.
Am I still audible? Okay. Okay, good. I need to do something about it. It falls again and again. This is not the first time. My receiver fell, but the good thing is it fell on wood, so the shock won't be that big. Okay. Where is Pete, everybody? Number one, where is Pete? Oh, he's in a meeting. He's in a. He's in a meeting. Number two, where is Pete? He's on the train. Number three, where is Pete? He is on holiday. Four, where is he? He's at Sophie's house. In English, we say he's at Sophie's house. Five, where is he? He's in bed. Six, he is at work. Seven, he is in the office. Eight, he is at university. Nine, he is on his way home from work, from Patna, from school. He's on his way home. बस घर आ रहा है. कहाँ से आ रहा है? From Patna, from work, from school, from a meeting. He is on his way home. घर आ रहा है. He is on his way home. 10. Where is he? He is at the airport.
At the airport.
Yeah, these are some of the uses of the preposition in, at, and on. These are some examples. Present continuous spelling. Look at the spelling of verb plus ing. When you add ing to a verb, then how do you change the spelling? How do you form the fourth form of the verb? Okay. When I say how do you form the fourth form of a verb, the first form, how do you form, is a verb. The fourth form is a noun. Okay. It's very important that you appreciate the parts of a speech of the words in sentences. So how do you form? How do you make? How do you form? The fourth form, okay, V4. One, smoking without E, S-M-O-K-I-N-G, without E, smoking. Going, easy. Drinking,
Going.
easy. Doing, easy. Driving, just remove E and add ing. Reading, easy. Buying, easy. Wearing, easy. Running, double N. R-U-N-N-I-N-G, running, just like swimming, double M-I-N-G. How do we decide it? Oh, the same old rule. If you have a single syllable verb, just one syllable, and there is only one vowel letter, and after that one vowel letter, there is only one consonant letter, then you double the consonant before you add ing. Look at run. Run is a single syllable verb. Yes, run, single syllable, one vowel sound. And then look at the spelling. There is only one vowel letter, U. And after that, there is only one vowel, one consonant letter, N. So you double N. Swim. Swim is also a single syllable verb. One vowel sound, swim, A, swim. Okay, so there is only one vowel sound, E, swim. And then after that, one syllable, one vowel letter, I. And after that, I, one consonant letter, M. And that's why we double the M, swimming. So there are conditions when we double the spelling, double the consonant letter, last letter. This is the most basic rule that we follow. If you look at the word read, we'll say it is a single syllable word. Yes, it is a single syllable verb, no doubt. But there are two vowel letters, E and A. That's the problem, you know. There are two vowel letters, E and A. That's the thing. Otherwise, you know, if you look at the verb drink, you will say it is also a single syllable verb. And there is only one vowel letter, I. But after I, we have two consonants, N and K. That's the reason that we will not double the K in this. So when do we double the spelling? When there is one syllable, one vowel letter, and after that vowel, one consonant letter. So one, one, one. When everything is one, then we add another, we double the last letter, run, double ing, running. Did you follow the rule, basic rule of when we double the spelling, double the, yeah? Very good one. I was waiting, somebody would tell me this. By, Pratik thinks that by follows the condition. Okay, but let's look at this. When we say by, then yes, it is a single syllable verb, no doubt. Yes, there is only one vowel letter U, no doubt. But after that, the Y that you have doesn't have a sound. It doesn't have a sound. Say by. Do you have a sound for that Y? No, but when you say run, the N letter has a sound. When you say swim, letter M has a sound, right? But when you say by, the last letter Y doesn't have a sound, right? So you don't double it. That's the reason, because it is not considered a consonant letter. Y is not considered a complete consonant letter, technically. And there is a reason, when you say B-U-Y, Y doesn't have a sound. Think about it. What's the sound for Y? Yeah, it sounds I, which is a vowel sound, right? So that's why we don't double it. But yeah, that was a good question that you asked. I appreciate that. It means you followed my, conditions. You understood what I said, because by on the surface fulfills all the three conditions, isn't it? Yeah, good question. I appreciate that. And moving on to exercise 3. Okay, why are you doing that? If you notice, there is a pattern, there is a system. Teachers who are teaching a new language to their students do not expect their students to start speaking a new language just like that. because they understand the process of the acquisition of the second language. So good teachers, because they understand the process, they are patient and they, design their exercises accordingly. Take a look. First exercise, we just asked you to write the fourth form because we are going to use the fourth form, right? So you learn how to form the fourth form of a verb, the ing form. Now, exercise 3, we are not asking you to form sentences. We are only giving you sentences in front of you to read and match and create an understanding. So you have to match here. When you're matching, you're not making your own sentences. You're not creating your own sentences. You're not producing your own sentences. You don't have the pressure to put words together in your mind. The words are right here. You have to just think which should go together. I'm working hard. So understand what it means in the present continuous. हम मेहनत कर रहे हैं, right? And I said it yesterday that a present continuous and the present simple in English should not be confusing to those who speak Hindi as their first language, because we have both these tenses in our language as well. I'm working hard because I need the money. 2, Mary is washing her hair because
she's going out tonight.
Because she's going out tonight.
Absolutely correct. How do you help somebody who will match Mary is washing her hair because she's hungry? How do you help somebody like that? You can't, right? You have to tell them that you should start thinking. That's all, You don't help those people in any way. You are helpless to help them. When somebody says Mary is washing her hair because she's hungry. Somebody will say Mary is washing her hair because friends are coming for dinner. So they have a different kind of imagination. They will say Mary is washing her hair because friends are coming for dinner and she wants to look good. She wants to look good for friends. So Mary is washing her hair because friends are coming for dinner. I'll say, absolutely, I take your argument. No problems. I have no issues. You're right. Sometimes we do wash our hair when we have guests coming over. Okay. We do want to be presentable. We want tidy our house and wear maybe better clothes as well than usual. But if you match Mary's washing her hair with because friends are coming for dinner, then what will you match Jack and Sally are cooking? Because she's hungry. Who is hungry? So this is what happens. I'm sorry
The
to say
baby
this.
is
The thing is, when you mess up this kind of thing, then I don't want to help you. I simply want to say, please start thinking. When you think, you don't make mistakes of this kind. We are not expecting you to make mistakes. You are adult learners. So this is not a mistake of English because you're not creating any English here, okay? It's just that you're not thinking logically. When you match these sentences, A and B, you use your logic, your reasoning that, okay, because we are saying this, so B, the second part should be that. That reasoning is the same in all languages, okay? So your failure is not in English. Your failure is reasoning failure. If you get it wrong, any of these sentences here, let me be straightforward with you. Mary is washing her hair because she's going out tonight. 3, the baby is crying. The baby is crying because she's hungry.
she is hungry.
Yeah, there are other more natural options. Why are you going for a far-fetched option, which requires you to have a very far-fetched imagination, I mean, there are simple options. So remember, Nikhil, remember, Sanjeev, last time I said when you guys messed up that London text, my capital city, London, I said, I
Yes,
don't
I
expect
remember.
mistakes in places. Mistakes are simply failure of your logic and reasoning, not of English. When you are producing English, when you're writing in English, okay, and you make a mistake, I'll understand that, okay, you need more help with English. But when you are not creating any English and you have been taught the structure, like the present continuous, you know what it is, and then you have to just match two parts of a sentence, you know, and you make mistakes. If there are words which you do not understand, I can again take this that, yeah, you couldn't understand the word. But if the words are also all familiar, then what could be the reason that you will match the wrong parts together? Now, moving on to number 4, Joe is revising. Good. We should all revise. Joe is revising because he has an exam soon.
Because exams.
And Sanjeev, it is not because. Okay, भारत में
Because
करप्ट करते हैं तो हर चीज बिकाऊ नहीं हो जाती. Because I said because and I've been saying this, Sanjeev, open your ears. I've been saying because I have moved on to number 4. It means at least 3 times I have said the word at least. I know I've said it more often, and you didn't notice that I didn't say because. I said because, and you heard because.
no, sir. Because
Where is your focus, man? Where is your focus? Joe is revising because he has an exam soon.
because he had exams.
I don't want you to be right. Please understand. I just want you to notice. Being right is
Yes,
not
sir.
in your hand. Being right is not in your hand. When it comes to pronunciation, you cannot be right because you want to be right today. It will take its own time. I never worry about my poor pronunciation in Italian. Why? Because I know these are early days. If there are sounds which I'm not very familiar with, I'm not going to be able to pronounce them the way an Italian will. But because I know I'm listening to my teacher carefully enough, sooner or later, I'll get to that right pronunciation. So I just want you to have this belief that I'm listening carefully and my pronunciation will be better. And you should listen carefully. But I didn't notice that. I noticed you repeating your childhood poor pronunciation because. They sound two different words because. They sound two different words, completely different words. Why didn't you notice? Because you are half asleep. because you think you know the pronunciation and you don't need to pay attention to it.
Because I repeat a lot of times, sir. That's why.
Another reason is because you think you know the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Because you didn't see anything worth learning. When I said because, your antenna didn't say to you, hey, there is something new to learn here. Your antenna did not notice this new information. It your antenna let it slip, you know. It said, oh, you know this word because it is. And you didn't pay attention to the way I said the word. Because
yes, sir.
you didn't know.
You are right.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
And someday somebody will tell you because is wrong, because is right, and say, oh, now then you will wake up. Oh, every time I keep saying because, you won't wake up. Then somebody says, hey, listen, don't say because, say because. Then you will wake up. Oh, yeah, I learned it today. I am sick and tired of such students who keep hearing the right thing from me, but won't notice. And one day, maybe I or maybe somebody else will point it out to them. Hey, this is what is right. And oh, yeah. So until then, you were asleep. Oh, I still remember that incident where a girl says to me, sir, I was watching a YouTube video. I learned something new. I said, what? Says, I learned like is a preposition, sir. Like is not only a verb. I said, wow, what a big thing you learned, right? Like is a preposition. Yes, sir. I said, and when did you learn it? She said, yesterday. I said, wow. And where? I said, I was watching a YouTube video. I learned like is a preposition. Oh, it was very interesting. I said, okay. I said, before yesterday, did you say, I'm like my sister? I'm like my mother? Did you say sentence like this? She said, yeah. I said, what is the Hindi of this sentence? So, मैं अपनी मम्मी की तरह हूँ. I said, and you don't realize that you are using a preposition. Oh, yes. So I just find it so funny that people don't really take time to think about what they're saying. They just say it. They learn something, they
Yeah.
take it for granted. They don't spend time analyzing what they've said, the grammar of what they're saying. Okay, that was really funny. And then I asked her another. She said, "Oh, but I learned another user." I said, "Okay, we are in Unit 10, right? And we are going to talk about the weather in a couple of days. There is a sentence. What's the weather like? What's the weather like?" Okay, so the thing is, I very proudly want to say this to you, um, that this course will use a lot of ideas that you will learn separately, theoretically, and it will be like a burden. Here, you can just learn as natural things to say. Now, after that, it's up to you to sit down and think about them. When I teach you a sentence and you learn to say that sentence, and you're not making mistakes with it, and after that, you start thinking about the grammatical analysis of that sentence, that's where you're lazy. Okay. You're making a lot of mistakes
Because
because
you aren't paying attention, sir.
you aren't paying attention. You aren't paying. Jack and Sally are cooking.
Because friends are coming for dinner.
Right. When we say friends are coming for dinner, one word is understood, their friends. Right? The word there is understood or not before the word friends? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Jack and Sally are coming because friends are coming for dinner. The word there is understood or not before friends. Their friends are coming for dinner. Or my friends are coming for dinner. Or your friends are coming for dinner. Or Pratik's friends are coming for dinner. What?
Their friends.
Obviously. So sometimes some words are understood as well in that kind of context. Oh, Sally and Jack are cooking because friends are coming for dinner. We're packing.
Because we are going on holiday.
Okay, fine. Well, when you're packing, you should pack a separate bag for yourself, not with your wife, so that you can claim that 90% of the luggage you're carrying is your wife's. Okay. Otherwise, when you guys are invited to somebody's home or invited to a feast, to a dinner party, you never share the plate with somebody who eats a lot, because what will happen? They will eat most of the food, and you will have to share the responsibility that you ate as well. Okay. So I never sit with anybody who eats a lot. Why? Because if I don't eat a lot, why should I share the responsibility 50%? So let him eat alone. Some of my cousins were smart enough. They would always say, I want to sit with XYZ, so that they never eat alone. They always sit with XYZ, somebody. Why? Because they will eat 10, 12 pieces of chicken or mutton, but they don't want to take the blame that they ate 10, 12 pieces. So they will share the blame with the person he's also eating. That poor guy, the other guy will get 2 pieces, 3 pieces at best, and they will have 12 pieces, and the responsibility, oh, he also ate with me, it was not me alone. Yes, we ate 15 pieces, but it was both of us. How clever. Okay, So such people, I don't sit with such people when I know their personality, know their appetite. Okay. Have you experienced that, or you are one of those who does it actually? Do you have a big appetite, Nikhil?
No, sir.
How many pieces of chicken or mutton can you eat at once?
Four and five.
4 and 5. That's average, not little, not too much. Okay. And Sanjeev, how many pieces of chicken or mutton can you have? Can you eat at once? Sanjeev is struggling with his internet today.
It, I ate 8 9 pieces, sir.
Wow, he can. Okay, that's good. 8 9 pieces of chicken or mutton at once. Okay, that's good. That's impressive. I cannot go more than 4. I cannot. No, more than 5. 5 would be maximum for me. Then I will say 2 hours break. I mean, if you're challenging me, that's a different thing. But that's a different thing, right? But if you are just talking about the usual way we eat, then I do not have more than 4 or 5 pieces in my plate. Yeah. And only yesterday or the day before yesterday, my wife let me know that her father, my father-in-law, is also a bit of a champion when it comes to eating rasgullas. They have competition in the village, and he can eat up to 50, 60 rasgullas. You know, and she mentioned another man who has a record of eating 200 rasgullas. I said, where did the rasgullas go? I mean, 200 rasgullas. Even if you keep 200 rasgullas, you need a big container. You can't put 200 rasgullas in a small container. So the stomach, does it have that much space to keep 200 rasgullas? Pani puri. Okay. Uh-huh. Loses. Oh, they will pay. They will have to pay. The one who surrenders first. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And he had to surrender. Okay. Okay. So he had to pay. And you kept going. You kept going. Why didn't you stop after 30 when he put the plate down? You had won. Because my friends are pushing me to eat more. To more. They wanted you to set a record, maybe, right? But did you have to go to the doctor the next day? No. 50, 60 pani puris, man. Pani puris have a lot of tamarind water, red chili powder. So I wouldn't like to take that challenge. Yeah, if it is green chili water, maybe. It wasn't very spicy, na? Okay. You can't use too much spicy in English. You see, to speak correct English, you need a lot of practice and a lot of grammar knowledge as well. Because many times things sound right to those who do not know it. Like yesterday, I talked about the use of all in the sentence, the position of the word all. Now you said too much spicy. No, you can't say that. In English, it is grammatically wrong. Spicy is an adjective. And you can say much too spicy. Too spicy. Too spicy. It wasn't too spicy. It wasn't much too spicy. All right. So, yeah, the right phrase would be it wasn't much too spicy. Or you simply say, no, it wasn't very spicy. Okay. But too much is the phrase that everybody uses, and they don't care whether they're using it before a noun or an adjective or an adverb. So too much can be used before a noun, like too much chili, too much salt, too much sugar. Okay. Did you guys understand where we use too much and where we use much too? Too much is used before nouns. Oh, the tea has too much sugar in it. Okay. And too much milk. I drank too much milk. I drank too much milk. So too much is followed by a noun, and much too if you have an adjective. For example, oh, this tea is much too sweet. The Golgappas were much too spicy. Dad is much too angry. Don't go in front of him. Dad is much too angry. Don't go in front of him. Okay, like that. So homework for tomorrow, guys. Anyways, I guess you have understood that. Yeah, much too much. But again, just it's you need a combination of two things, knowledge and practice. Otherwise, you're not going to speak correct English. That's a dream for a lot of people, I know, but that dream costs time, okay, and dedication. It takes time, it takes dedication. Otherwise, it's good to have a dream. There is no guarantee that dream is gonna come true. The worst thing is some students who speak a little bit of English don't want to lose this feeling that they speak English. When you correct them, they become resistant and they start, becoming defensive. They find logic. They argue with you instead of accepting. They don't argue because they feel something is right. They argue because they want to believe they have not made a mistake. So somehow they want to prove themselves right. And you don't want to correct those people. But you often come across such students, they'll tell you that they want to speak better English, correct English. But when you correct them, then instead of taking your lesson, listening to your advice, they will start being defensive. They will come up with 10 different things to prove that they know English instead of simply accepting the correction. Like I made a correction right now. Never say too much and an adjective, okay? Sweet, angry, hot, spicy, sour, big, okay? Don't say too much big. It is too much big. No, it is much too big. Big is an adjective. As basic as that, okay? Practice, practice, and more practice. Knowledge and practice. The combination of these two will, change your speaking, and it will give you better speaking skills. Everything else is gonna leave you high and dry, wanting to get better only. Now we'll go to the main book. I have already shared the homework for tomorrow. Okay, fine. The present continues. 10.6, we did it yesterday. Now, exercise 4. Yep, exercise 4. Let's see. Again, I don't expect any mistakes here. Let's see. Number 1, a police officer wears a uniform. पहनता है. 2, why are you wearing that funny hat? You look silly. क्यों पहने हो भाई अजीब सा है? बेवकूफ लग रहे हो. And take a look at this. बेवकूफ लग रहे हो. You look silly in that hat. 3, my father
Works
Works
IT
for
company.
an IT company.
Exactly. 4,
I am working very hard at the moment. I need the money.
keep working. 5,
I
But
always go
I
to bed
always
about
go to bed about midnight.
good. 6,
why are you going to bed now?
Why are you going to bed now? It's only 9.
that's the right way to read, Sanjeev. That's the right way to read. Good job. 7.
uh, s- I'm doing. I do my. Mhm. I'm doing my homework.
Doing my homework. You're making
I'm
too much
doing my homework.
noise. Too much noise. Can you see just the
Noise.
lesson I was teaching? Right here. Take a look. Again, observe. You guys observe on your own. And if you can't, I will help you. Okay. But like I said, the course teaches a lot of things that you guys ignore and later on feel, oh, I never studied that. You did. You simply ignored it.
It makes a lot of
You are making too much noise. 8. Pete's a businessman.
Pete's businessman. He does a lot of work in the state. He makes a
Yes.
lot of money.
Yes. So you make too much noise. You are being much too noisy. You are being much too
Much too
noisy. You are
noisy.
being noisy. Yeah, you are being noisy. The same thing, you're making too much noise. You're being noisy. You're being much too noisy. My neighborhood is much too noisy. My neighborhood is much too noisy.
Noisy.
The classroom is much too noisy today. Like this. In which teacher's period was your class much too noisy? There is always a teacher whose period cannot be quiet. Nobody listens to that teacher. Who was that teacher in your school when you were at school? Whose class was never very quiet. The students simply refused to listen to him. Even when he shouted 10 times, the students would be quiet for maybe 5 seconds and 10 seconds, and again they would start doing the same. Such teachers lack control. Remember any such teachers, guys, at school whose class was
Yes, sir.
much noisy all the time? Your math teacher couldn't control the students at
Yes, sir.
all.
Yeah, yeah. It's my teacher. Her name
It
was
was your math.
Abdesh, sir. Yes, sir. When I was
He was the,
class
yeah,
7th,
you were. Uh-huh. I
when I was
see.
class 7th,
Avdesh, Avdesh, poor king, poor god, Avdesh, the god of Awadh, couldn't control the boys. What an insult to the name. Avdesh,
because
Avdesh.
because he was old man, sir.
Ah, yes, Sanjeev, you hit the nail on the head. When teachers are old, usually they lose the desire to control children. It's not that the children don't listen to them. The teachers lose the desire to control children. Young teachers usually take it on their ego that the students are making a noise in their presence, and they give a strong reactions, you see. And as the teachers get older, many of them, I will say, start to take it easy. And that's why they don't try hard enough to control the students, to keep them quiet. And that's why the students are noisy. Yeah, right. And some teachers have such, I don't know, they're control freaks. They won't like if one word was said, while they're speaking. They would give such a strong reaction, punishment, putting the students out of the class. Yeah, in our school, it was the female teachers who usually found it difficult to, control the students. Mm, Your math teacher was a female teacher too. Yeah. You see, somehow, I don't know. I don't know about the situation now, what factors really work there. there could be multiple factors working together why some female teachers find it difficult to keep the class quiet. But sometimes I remember my other teachers had to come and intervene, they had to come and actually shout at the students, threaten them with the severe punishment if they made a noise, made a noise again. And uh, uh, now when I look back at that, I think it was quite embarrassing for those female teachers that they were in the class, they could not keep the class quiet, and other male teachers would have to walk in and shout at the students, ask them to keep quiet. You see, uh, if I were those female teachers, I would take it as an insult actually that I couldn't do it. But why did the boys not keep quiet when the female teachers asked? Perhaps because they knew how badly could they beat. They knew that the female teachers would not be able to beat them so much. When you are in class 6 7, you become strong enough to handle a few slaps from your female teachers. It does not really hurt a lot. But the male teachers, when they hold the sticks in both their hands and they go relentlessly on your back, putting your head, hands on the, blackboard, you don't want that experience, okay? So that the risks are much, much bigger, okay? Yeah. But I was not one of them who made so much noise in my female teachers class. I respected them equally. I never had that feeling. Oh, she's a woman. Yeah, with girls, I had that feeling when I was young that, oh, they're girls. They can't be equal to me. They can't be smarter than me. Attitude of this kind. And when I saw a girl getting more marks than me, I felt annoyed. A boy got more marks than me. I was like, okay, he's more intelligent than me. But when a girl got more marks than me, I would be like insulted inside. I would feel like, how dare she? But that was my childhood. You see, as I grew up, I got rid of all those feelings that girls can't be better than boys. I'm very much okay accepting a female who is smarter and more intelligent than me. There are plenty already, of course. So that sexist attitude I had towards my female classmates was because of the surroundings, because of my upbringing. I must accept. My father wasn't an open-minded person when it came to women at first, and he was young actually. He didn't even like it when I mentioned my mother's name anywhere. He said, if anybody asks your mother's name, don't say it. I said, okay. I didn't understand why, but I had to oblige. I had to do what he said. He was my dad, and I didn't. Because some people would ask your mother's name just for fun as well. Some uncle, some, people, they would just, do it just to embarrass you because they also had the same feeling, same attitude that, oh, I know your mother's name. Today, does anybody make it a big deal that they know your mother's name? No, it's not something that you can be made embarrassed about, that somebody knows your mother's name. However, I remember some students, who I nonchalantly asked their mother's name in the class and they appeared visibly, uncomfortable. They were visibly uncomfortable. They were like, oh, they were not as comfortable answering the question as I was expecting. So I thought, okay, they perhaps come from the same kind of family background, And the problem is, when I was growing up, that was 40 years ago. 35 years ago. And this happened now, recently, like a couple of years ago. That was a bit disappointing that there are people who still believe in these things, that people should not know their mother's name. That's backward thinking today. Okay, we are done with this conversation and we are done with this exercise as well. So present continuous, not posing too many challenges to us. Now, whose is it? This is an important word, W-H-O-S-E. Okay, whose. Whose talks about possession, okay? If there is a mobile and 5 people sitting, that mobile belongs to one of those 5. So to know who the mobile belongs to, we ask, whose is the mobile? Whose is the mobile? What is the question? Whose is the mobile? And in Hindi,
Whose is mobile?
mobile kiska hai? Whose is the mobile?
किसका है?
Or, yes, we could also, arrangement. Notice, Hindi everybody understood? Now there are two ways you can ask this question. Whose is the mobile? Or whose mobile is this? Whose mobile
Whose
is
mobile
this?
is this? Is
Or
this?
whose is the mobile? Whose is this mobile? All right. I hope you understand. So we are going to practice the same thing, what we just studied with this exercise. Take a look at these, things, a black hat. Find these things in the picture. Black hat. Anton is wearing a black hat. You can see here. Next, a green bag. Charlotte is carrying a green bag. Notice my sentences. I said Anton is wearing a black hat and Charlotte is carrying a green bag. A pair of black glasses. Charlotte is wearing a pair of black glasses as well. A glass of champagne. Helena is drinking a glass of champagne. A bow tie. What is his name? Eric. Eric is wearing a bow tie. Brochure. The brothers, Leon and Peter, are looking at a brochure. They're holding a brochure. A pink scarf. Helena is wearing a pink scarf. I hope you paid attention to the verbs I used every time in these sentences. Now, listen to the questions and complete the answers with the name and his, hers, or theirs. Whose is the black hat? Whose is the black hat? Come on, everybody. It is Anton's.
It is Anton.
It is Anton's.
Anton's.
It
Apostrophe
is
S, yeah.
Anton with an apostrophe S, right? You can see in the
Okay, sir.
here book as well. It is Anton's. Whose is the black hat? It is Anton's.
It is
Whose are
Anton's.
the glasses? Whose are the glasses? Black glasses. They are glasses. Glasses is a
They are-
plural noun. So they, okay? They are Charlotte's. They are
Charlotte's. Yeah, Charlotte's.
Doesn't matter if it's Charlotte or Charlotte, doesn't matter. I don't care about the pronunciation of the name. Doesn't matter because in India you will have names like Preeti and Sunita and and Raksha and all these things. Okay. So whose are the glasses? They are Charlotte's. Apostrophe S is important. Don't say they are Charlotte. Okay, because when you say they are Charlotte, वो Charlotte है. ये Charlotte का है. Charlotte का है possession. Show possession with apostrophe S.
Charlotte's.
Yeah, number 3. Whose is the brochure?
It's Leon and Pete.
It's Leon and Peter's. Okay, use apostrophe S with
Yeah.
one. Okay, don't use with
It's
both.
it's
Okay.
Neon and Pete's. Peter's.
Yeah. Okay, it's now we can use the pronoun as well. Instead of saying it's Anton's, we can say it is his. It is his. It is his. It is his. Okay, and then 2. Whose are the glasses? Oh, they are the Charlotte's. We can say they are hers. They are hers. We can use a
Hers.
pronoun instead of her
Hers.
noun. Instead of her name, Charlotte, we can say they are hers. Sometimes in real life conversation, we don't mention the name. We say uska. It is his. Oh, ladki ka. It is hers. Okay. And the brochure, The brochure, it is theirs. It is theirs.
It is theirs.
Theirs. Okay. So whose is the pink scarf, guys?
It's
Mm,
Helena's.
It is Helen's.
Helena's. Okay, it is
Helena's.
Helena. Okay. And whose is the bow
It
tie?
is hers, sir.
Correct. Whose is the bow tie?
And it's
Whose is
Eric.
the bow tie?
It is the
It's Eric's. It's Eric's.
Eric.
It's his. And whose is the glass of champagne?
It's Helen's, sir.
Helena's. It is her.
And whose is the green bag?
Charlotte.
It is Charlotte's.
And when I said the question, whose is the green bag? What was the sentence in Hindi? Whose is the green bag? How would you say that in Hindi? Whose is the green bag?
ग्रीन बैग किसका मतलब
Green bag wa kiska hai? वो जो green
Yes,
bag
sir.
wa hai, वो किसका है? Whose is the green bag? Absolutely correct. Okay, guys. That's all for today. Whose is clear to you?
Yes, sir.
And please, I've shared one page in the practice book and do exercise 3 as well. No, exercise 3, you can't do it. It's an activity we will do in the class. But you can definitely do the grammar spot box, the blue box on your screen. This will be your homework as well. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.